Good morning, everyone. Happy Sabbath. Greetings from Southern California. I'm down here doing some pediatric rotations for my family nurse practitioner program. And it's very warm and sunny and beautiful, as I'm sure it is up there as well. And because of that, I wanted to talk a little bit in Health Talk today about dehydration and how it can affect the body and the brain. During this time of year in the emergency room, we tend to have an increase in people coming in for symptoms of dehydration. It's not necessarily that they had changes in their routine or have been exercising more. It's just that the change from cold to hot snuck up on them and they didn't compensate by drinking more water. So it's really important during this time of year to pay attention to that and focus on getting enough fluid in your body. So children and older adults tend to be the most sensitive to the weather changes and symptoms of dehydration. It's because in those age ranges, the thirst mechanism isn't quite as sensitive, and also the kidneys aren't quite as efficient at hanging on to extra water. So children and older adults tend to get dehydrated easier. Dehydration causes some changes in the body that can be bad over the long term. So chronic dehydration can actually pose a threat to the body in terms of stroke and also high blood pressure. It does this because one of the ways the body compensates for dehydration is it causes what's called vasoconstriction. So that means that the body makes the blood vessels in the bloodstream smaller, and it does this so that you don't pass out or get really low blood pressure and have bad effects from that. Over the long term, though, with chronic dehydration, that change in the diameter of the blood vessel can actually lead to high blood pressure and stroke. Researchers have found that there's slower reaction times in people who report being thirsty than those who report not being thirsty during research tests. They've also found that those who bring water with them to exams tend to do better on the tests. They have higher scores than those who don't. Another study found that in school-aged children, those who drank 250 milliliters of water or 1 cup of water had an improvement in their short-term and their long-term memory on a memory test. So those who didn't drink water or those who drank less than 1 cup of water didn't have any improvement in their short and long-term memory. But those who drank a cup of water had a significant improvement in their short-term and long-term memory. Dehydration has also been linked with changes in mood, so irritability can be caused by dehydration, anxiety, and so dehydration has a definite effect on the body and the brain. So during this time, we need to take special note to be drinking enough water. For an adult, experts recommend that you drink between 2 and 2.5 liters of water a day. This is obviously for a healthy adult. Those who have things like heart failure or kidney failure need to be careful and follow whatever their doctor's recommendations are for fluid intake so that they don't have other poor effects. But for the healthy adults, between 2 and 2.5 liters of water is what's recommended. Children, it's based on age, and somewhere between 1 liter and 1.5 liters of water a day for children up to age 13. And then after that, teenagers should drink about 2 liters of water a day as well. Now, honestly, adults and children all have different needs for fluid intake. We all have different routines, we have different levels of physical exertion, and because of that, our water intake needs are different. So really the best way to assess if you're hydrated enough is to pay attention to the color of your urine. So when you go to the bathroom, if your urine is dark yellow, if it looks like the skin of a banana, then you're definitely dehydrated, and that's a good time to go get a drink of water. If your urine is pale yellow or doesn't have much color at all, then you're adequately hydrated. So I'm going to insert a picture here. It shows you the colors associated with good hydration, bad hydration when it comes to urine. If your urine is dark yellow or on the orange side, then you're definitely dehydrated, and that would be a great time to drink several glasses of water. So during this time, as the weather is changing, make sure you're getting your water in. Carry a water bottle with you. Try to get in at least 2 liters of water a day for an adult, and that will lead to optimal body and brain function. Hope you guys have a good rest of your Sabbath and that you get to enjoy the sunshine.